International, South Florida, and the page.
Yep.
We are live and direct. Yay! This is the first time we've ever done this. We've never done this before, where all three of us come together and go. So I'm excited because we talk amongst ourselves all the time, right?
Yes.
So welcome. This Her Power Moves live. Be sure to introduce yourself. Let us know who is here and watching. Thank you for the like, love already. Feel free to share this. Invite your homegirls, your biz besties, all of that, because we're just going to be chatting it up for a little while, getting to know you a little better and talking about what's behind us, thank God, and what's to come. Thank goodness. Okay, so my name is Michelle Talbert. I am the founder of Her Power. I'm actually wearing my first ever Her Power Moves t-shirt, the vintage. I went and dug in the crates for that one. Good morning. I can see there's a Facebook user that said good morning, but for whatever reason, it did not tell me their name. So I'm going to go back and look at my phone. I don't know if you can see it, Khia. I don't know which group it's in even. So tell us already if you're in the group. We are sharing this. I don't know what the heck.
I'm sharing in the group right now.
All right, awesome. So good morning. Say your name in your comment, because for whatever reason, it's just telling me Facebook user.
Facebook user, yeah.
Facebook user. You have one of those t-shirts. So this is an OG in the building right now. If you got one of those t-shirts, this is back in the day. Hey, Val, you do have one of these.
Darnita.
And she's in the book, and she definitely has one of these t-shirts. That's an OG right there. So again, I'm the founder of Her Power Moves. Her Power Moves grew out of the Her Power Hustle podcast, the Sister Power Hustlers Facebook group, which is now Her Power Moves International, which is about 1,500 women who are generous of spirit, entrepreneurial, badass sisters who came together online to say, how can we lift each other up? How can we share resources? How can we move forward? Which then turned into, in 2018, us launching Her Power Moves officially instead of doing pop-ups wherever I was speaking around the country. He said, we are Broward, right? We are Broward strong. And so Her Power Moves Broward was birthed in August of 2018. Dr. Khia, who you're going to hear from, who is our FemForce leader in Jacksonville, was the first person to ever purchase a ticket for a Her Power Moves event. Woo woo! She will always hold that high honor. Said, oh, hey, Darnita, but it is not only Broward women who want to get in this party. So Jacksonville ladies were like, what about us? And Dr. Khia was like, I got you, girl. And then Dade was like, what about us? And Kori was like, 305, however she does her 305. There you go. Oh, we now have 3 chapters that we have expanded, and we continue to grow our community online. This year, I'm not gonna lie, we've been a little quiet, right? We'll tell you a little bit about what we've been going through this year, but we want to hear from you, right? We've been a little quiet, but no more. And if you remember, we started this year with Oprah, y'all. It was like 20 us in January in Sunrise at the BB&T Center. Like, 2020 vision, 15,000.
No one saw any of this coming.
What? Then came March.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So definitely, thank you so much, Val, for saying I have one of those t-shirts. Yes, Darnita, Badass Sisters. Yes, thank you. So what we're gonna do, as you guys come in and tell us where you are, drop your city to us too, and let us know what city you're in, state, where you repping, because we're gonna talk a little bit about what that means when you tell us what city you're in. All right. And so we're going to start off with just a little bit about each of us individually and continue to share this out, invite folks in. You can share it within the group, I think, from the actual page, which should say Her Power Moves now, but it might still say Michelle Y. Talbert Consulting. You can share that publicly with anyone who you think can benefit. We'll be here about 30 minutes or so, just chatting it up and learning more and talking about what's on the horizon. Jazz hands. I love it. All right. So when I drop off, Dr. Khia is going to tell you who she be, and we'll be back.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Khia, Dr. Khia Thomas, and I am, of course, the FemForce leader of Her Power Moves Jacksonville. Fun fact, I live in Broward County, but I'm actually born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida. My entire family's from Jacksonville, Florida. And Her Power Moves Jacksonville started with a pop-up. And we had so many women who came out to support us, who wanted to get additional support for their respective businesses. The way we do business, the way we do networking is very unique at Her Power Moves. And I took up the mantle of leading Her Power Moves Jacksonville. And prior to COVID, prior to all the stuff that this year has brought, I would actually travel up to Jacksonville every other month to host an in-person event. And we got a really good momentum with really great women. And then, of course, the pandemic happened. So Her Power Moves Jacksonville is, it's not my main business. In my professional life, I'm a psychologist. I'm a college professor. I help kids with college applications. That's what I do through my business Admissionisms. And to say the least, all of the plans that I had for growing Admissionisms, for growing Her Power Moves Jacksonville, all kind of came to a screeching halt with everything just going topsy-turvy in the world. Since then, after I got over the COVID, let's say the COVID depression, can I admit to that? I was definitely depressed for a while. I just did not know how to make sense and process what was going on, much less how this was affecting me in all different aspects of my life. COVID depression is real. Yeah, it took me a while, to be honest, to regroup. I've been working from home 100% since March, which has been wild, a journey for sure, but having to basically restructure my life, shift all of my business operations to 100% online, and figure out how to keep the momentum that we're building. And now that we're in December, moving into the next phase of growth for both my main business Admissionisms and Her Power Moves Jacksonville, both of which are very young and growing. Personally, I've been blessed that I have been healthy. I've been able to earn an income. My family members have all been healthy. Very, very thankful for that. And this has also been a year of growth, believe it or not. Even though I had to logistically regroup in my business Admissionisms, has probably been the best year of business that I've had so far. And that was due to some of the work that I did pre-pandemic and people circling around saying, oh my gosh, I heard about you. How can you help me? So that has been very awesome and validating as well. Like for me as a relatively new business owner, gaining some more insights about who my target customer is. That has been really amazing. And for sure, it's been a year of restructuring and growth. Still thinking through the next phases of my business. I don't know how many of you guys have businesses where you work with clients on a one-on-one basis. But between my regular job, between seeing clients, it's been extremely exhausting. And thinking about, are there ways that I can still deliver the same great service and to be able to positively impact my clients, but maybe do it in a different way that is not so taxing. So definitely coming through in 2021 with some ideas about how to do that. I've been in creative mode. One thing that the downtime has definitely offered me is just time to think. And when we're constantly go, 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 sometimes we don't have time to stop and think, to really create. And this has been, as a positive side of 2020, a really creative year for me. So in looking to crossing over to 2021, I'm excited about continuing to grow my business. I'm excited about getting some of the wonderful positive energy that I get, like through my women of Her Power Moves Jacksonville, and reinvigorating and seeing where everyone is right now and how we can best help them to reach their goals. And maybe they've had some of these same epiphanies. That's a little bit about me and where I'm at personally, professionally, and what I'm looking forward to in 2021.
Thank you, Dr. Khia. Really appreciate you sharing that. I just want to touch on a couple things that you touched on that I think are worth repeating. COVID depression is real, right? I'm going to talk a little bit when I talk about the No Small Business Left Behind Summit and kind of pivot and what that looked like this year. But one of the first sessions that we held back in May was this concept of toxic positivity. Right? Mm-hmm. This thing that if you don't come out of this pandemic, a new business, and have like $100,000 stacked in the bank because you done like secured the bag, like you just dead in the fetal position. Like, come on now, like really just giving space to ourselves, and that's kind of what Her Power Moves is about and has been about since day one. And one of the things, like I said, a day one right here is Khia, because Khia is an extreme introvert, even though she is a professor, even though she's standing at the front of a class. Yeah, most of us, right? Most of us would be knocking, standing at the front of a classroom every day. But she is an introvert with a purpose. And her purpose is so much bigger than that introversion, right? And she goes and gets what she needs. And that's a big part of Her Power Moves, where we meet you where you are. Every single event has a Her Power Down station where no one is allowed to bug you. And you can still be part of the action. And I wanted to bring that up because I love that Khia is so raw, so real, shows up as she is. And thank you, Khia. Speaking of showing up as she is, one of the reasons, and I'll let Coco tell you one of the reasons why she loves Her Power Move so much, but Coco is a nurse and she also has amazing Cake is Life. Oh my God, amazing, yummy adult cupcakes. So we are side hustlers, as you see. Hey, Tanya, we are side hustlers. We are solopreneurs. We do day jobs. We do this full time. We do all kinds of crap. So Coco, I'm gonna let you take it away. Dr. Khia and I are gonna leave the screen. You guys, if you have questions, please drop them in the comments. I'm also gonna drop a link to a survey that we would love to hear from you. It's herpowermoves.com/2021 survey that I'm gonna drop in the comments, and it'll be on the crawl as well. But if you're watching the replay, you can still drop questions wherever you're watching the replay, because we will get notified if you have questions and follow up. All right, so Coco, take it away.
Good morning, ladies. My name is Kori, and I am the 305 Fem Force leader. Year in review for me has been insane. The beginning of 2020, like Michelle said, it seemed so bright and so much positive things to come with Her Power Moves and the new space, and we were all just so excited. And then came March. I decided to go full-time in my business in the beginning of March, not knowing that COVID was 2 weeks ready, coming to kick my butt. So I did that, and then COVID came. Cake was pretty steady and things were good, and I was holding my own and optimistic about everything. And then in August, my wonderful husband decided to have a heart attack in the middle of the night. And that has been a whirlwind, being that he was in the ICU for 5 days, and because of COVID, I couldn't see him. And we've just kind of been surviving, to tell you the truth. It's been a challenge, but he's good now. He's on his meds and everything's good. But you know, I'm just really looking forward for this year to be over, and I'm ready to go hard for 305 and make sure that we're serving each other with what we have and what we need, because you know we are each other and we're here to help each other. And that's what I love about Her Power Moves, is that, you know, you have a service, I have a service, we help each other, we build each other up, we keep each other going. And that's been a big part of what's gotten me through all that I've been through this year. Um, you know, business wise, there are great things to come, but I'm just grateful right now to be here and alive and talking to you guys and optimistic about next year. And, you know, I really, that's really pretty much what I got right now. I'm just taking it day by day.
Girl, that's more than enough. You know, I'm
Yeah,
just so
yeah,
thankful that Ozzy at the end of the day is okay,
yeah,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. So,
Again, you know, yeah, exactly. Darnita said you know, that's good that he's better. Um, this concept of COVID depression, life, business ownership, growth and creativity still occurring, right? Tupac, the rose that grew from the concrete,
mhm.
right? Everybody talking about we coming from the mud this year. Like I have not heard coming up from the mud is more
Yeah,
at any time in the past than
Yeah.
now, right? 10 toes down. Like you begin to see where the rubber meets the road in terms of who's in your corner,
and what's
where
important.
you realize
Hmm.
what's important.
Yes.
Exactly. I think one of the things that a meme that went around in many iterations, I actually have a version of it saved in my phone, is like, this was the year I thought I could have it all, and this was the year that I really learned what I had mattered the most, what I had mattered, or something to that effect. I'll drop the meme in the comments,
Hmm.
but the point is, like, we were like, yeah, we're gonna get this, and then it was like, oh my God, I'm so thankful you're healthy. You know, full disclosure, I flew home under the radar. Tribe knew I flew home under the radar because my daughter had a COVID scare, right? We were afraid she didn't actually have it, so thank God. But I got on a plane on March 31st
Hmm.
because I was
Hmm.
so afraid that I would get stuck in South Florida away from my family. And
Right.
being near my children, regardless, like if I was going to expose myself, I mean, it might sound reckless to people, but to be with your babies, you
Oh
know, you
yeah,
understand.
I'll take COVID.
You know, it was just like, you know, we're gonna be in this together. And
Hmm.
Oh,
thankfully it came back negative. But I was sitting on a plane. It was like 20 of us on a big ass plane, spread out, and like, okay, let's just pray we're okay. Like I didn't even have a mask yet. We didn't even have PPE yet. I had literally had a
right.
Yeah,
bandana
that's
tied around my
true.
face, right?
Hmm.
And so it was just intense what we've been going through. So I'm going to just say a couple of things about kind of what this year back, which I've already started talking about, looks like for me. You guys, please continue to drop comments, and then the three of us are all going to come back and let's talk. Like Darnita just said, be optimistic. We're going to look forward. And
Hmm.
please take the survey. You see the scrolling, and it's also, you can click the link in the comments. It should have shared there as well. All right. So, like I said, I'm Michelle Talbert, the founder of Her Power Moves. The vintage shirt came out the drawer for y'all today. Girl, put a sports bra on because it's fitting a little tighter. Let's talk about the COVID weight gain, right? So the bottom line is, yeah, exactly, Darnita. Your kids came from all over the place too, right? You just got to the point you realized that what was so important, right? This was the year we found out what's really important to us, who's important to us, who's here with us, right? And Kori mentioned briefly, I mentioned it at the top in terms of us having gone to see Oprah. Darnita was there, right? And there was a group of 20 of us, about 20 something of us. And we went and, you know, had this whole 2020 vision, starting the year with Oprah, and it can only be better from here kind of vibe, right? And we were all together, and it was a sense of, whew, Okay, come March 31st, thank you. Come March 31st, I was locking the doors to her power space. We literally went to Oprah on Saturday. On Sunday, we had the grand opening for her power space, which is my co-working space I'll mention briefly. And then we hit the ground running. We were having events. We hosted the book club. We did all this amazing connections. People were reaching out to us. Office Depot was a sponsor, and Fiverr was part of our organization, sponsoring events. We had the rooms packed wall to wall, which now looking back, you're like, oh my God, I would never be in a room with that many people ever again in life, right? And it was just this amazing energy. So if you know Broward County at all, her power space, we are the first Black woman-owned co-working space in Broward County. We are located in Lauderhill, Sunrise, on the border at University and 44th. And so what that means is that we have a co-working space that is woman-forward, men-welcoming, focused on solopreneurs, side hustlers. We've been in there at midnight for people who got off the job at 5 p.m., right? They say 9 to 5, you work on your day job, 5 to midnight, you're working on your daydream. And that's what we're here for. And it's a place to come together. And it was my first ever brick and mortar business. It is my first ever we still here. It is my first ever brick and mortar business, right? And so March 31st, I locked the doors. We went dark. I got on a plane and went to see my babies. And I was there until Mother's Day, which was May 5th or 6th, something like that, and flew back home. While I was gone, we had tried to figure out, what the heck are we going to do? What are we going to do? I was like in bed in the fetal position. Like, I can't believe this happened at this moment in time. And it was like, me, what about me? I got rent to pay, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, wait, you have a whole entire community of women who are hurting too, Michelle. And so for me, what helped me get out of my own foolishness, if you want to call it that, was getting up, and once a day, I got on IG Live and would just share about an amazing woman in our community. They didn't even know I was doing it, right? They would hear through the grapevine, hey, did you see Michelle talked about you on her live on IG today? And it was focusing outward that helped me get to a place where I could say, okay, I'm starting to feel strong. It's like my superpower, quite frankly, is helping other people, is making sure that we all win, which is our motto. I'm not in her power space today. I'm in my living room. I decided to work from home myself today. But on our wall, we all win is very prominently stated because it is our ethos, it is our mantra. And so whether you're in her power space or her power moves, we all win is our motto, right? And that means that we interact ethically, that we give shine to each other, that we connect in a way that enables all of us to level up and share resources freely, right? So that being said, Her Power Moves, the community, has our 3 chapters, right? It has our Jacksonville chapter, our Miami-Dade chapter, and our Broward chapter, as well as an international presence through our Facebook group. And so I'm going to bring back on Khia and Coco right now, and we're just going to talk about what the next phase looks like. Some of you were with us during the No Small Business Left Behind Summit, which still continues. We continue to have unvendor events in her power space. And the way that I look at our organization is that her power space is our woman community, right? That's our woman-only community. And we were established with the goal of having in-person connections and online connections. So you meet belly to belly, you get a feel for this person, know what they do. I like your vibe. Let's continue this conversation. But then also we meet people online who are outside of our geographic region and continue those relationships even with people who are within our geographic region, so that we are able to share resources and level up and ensure that we all win. So that being said, we wanted to hear from you guys. Like, hey, Khia, hey, Kori. What are some ways from the two of you before everything kind of shut down that you felt like Her Power Moves really made a difference in your businesses, each of your businesses, that some of the ladies could sort of look to and we could think about bringing back? And for those of you watching, again, we do plan to come back in some shape or form for our chapter specifically, and just is the nature of life right now, will be some type of hybridization of in-person and online, which was always our ethos anyway. But it just, we, would anticipate more people will be online with us. And full disclosure, we plan to grow, y'all. So if you're in a city that does not have a Her Power Moves chapter, let us know. We are growing our Fem Force. They are the Fem Force leaders. They are grown. We are growing, and we want to bring on people, women who are specifically generous of spirit, seriously minded about their businesses and helping one another, and willing to create community in your geographic region or city, which, is something you can reach out to us about, but definitely take the survey. So again, I started talking, and now y'all, question I asked y'all, what was something that could have helped you with it?
For me, for me, the events have created lasting relationships, and those relationships have carried me through this disaster. I've had steady business because of relationships that I've made through Her Power Moves. And yeah, I've supported them, they've supported me, and that's what it is, and that's what I've gotten from the events. Lasting relationships, business and personal, and it's just amazing. It's a whole lifestyle. It really is.
Yes. One of the things that I really love about Her Power Moves is that we show up for our businesses, but we also show up for each other. And we really do cheer on the successes that we've had. It's not a place where you show up and everyone's all secretive and clicked up and you come seeking real ways to grow. And you grow through those relationships with other people. What I love is that whether you're thinking about starting a business, you've started one recently, you're a decade in, right? Like in business, is that being willing to share resources amongst each other, just informal. I cannot tell you how many tips I've gotten just from a conversation with someone. And they're like, listen, I was dealing with the same issue a year ago, right? Like, this is what I did. So those are insights I would not have gotten anywhere else. And I love that, whether your business is making cakes or you're a marketing consultant or you're an accountant or you're a college admissions consultant, right?
Yeah,
there's
all
challenges, right? That we all experience in our growth. And so being able to draw from the rich pool of resources that we have amongst each other is sincerely a blessing. And as we grow, and one thing I've been saying is that even though we have individual chapters, we're all interconnected. We're all our own ecosystem. We're our own economy. We're our own set of resources. And that's one of the things I love the most. And one of the things I really look forward to when we talk about growing the Her Power movement.
And it is a movement. What was it? Who was it? Neo? I'm a force when we're together.
Yes.
We're a movement together. That's I'm with your lyrics. I don't even know why I tried. But it is true. Thank you, Bernita. Not clicky at all. Tanya said yes, very supportive. Absolutely. And so for us, we want to hear back from you guys. What is it that we can do this year? Again, and hey, Portia, good to see you. Portia is a newcomer. I'm going to put her up there with the yep. I don't even know what she was yepping, but I'm going to put her name up there so y'all can see her. Portia is amazing. That's what we do, right? But we're all like some kind of like Pollyanna, like, oh, everything is just wonderful. No, don't get it twisted. We are competitive. Understand? Our motto is we all win, unless it's between me and you, and then I win, and that's okay because we need competition, right? We want you to win as an individual as well. And so what that means is that when you come to a Her Power Moves event, we disclose what industry is everyone in, so that everyone is on notice. I only share what I feel comfortable sharing. I need you to know that we could be competitors in the future. And we all make a promise and a vow. And some of us, depending on which kind of event we are attending as part of Her Power Moves, we actually sign declarations that this is what happens in Her Power Moves stays in Her Power Moves, right? And that it will not be used for gain. So don't get it twisted. Welcome, Portia from Tanya. Don't get it twisted. We do believe that this is a business environment, but we're not cliquey. We are not out to cut each other down. We are all here that we win individually and as a collective, because when we win individually, we all win. We really do, right? Because we're going to want to give back. And so, you know, the saying is your vibe attracts your tribe. And the vibe that I think I have is kind of like, it is a homegirl vibe, but, you know, if you want me to pull out a degree, I will. And so we have doctors, and we have lawyers, and we have nurses, and we have girls who do lashes and never graduated from college, and that's fine. And never attended to college, and that's fine, because we are all striving toward one goal, and that is to win in our respective lane. And if I focus on my lane, I'm not trying to look at you in your lane. I've got blinders on, just like the horse, right? And so our goal, though, because that's a very isolating way to be in some ways, is to say, okay, but I'm gonna take my blinders off when I can get resources collectively, when there are things I need to learn, when there's information I don't have, when I don't even know what I don't know. But by being in our organization, it gives you an opportunity to go, oh my God, I never even thought about that thing. Even with regard to Her Power Space, when people walk in the space, they always walk out and go, oh my God, I just learned. So I just came to pick up my mail, and I learned, like Tanya did it the other day. You know? Came in, traveling, came in to pick up her mail, and it was like, oh my God, Tanya turned us on to this thing called Socialmonials. Y'all, AppSumo, you gotta check this out. It is great for posting on social media, but not just that, you can run all kinds of contests and sweepstakes. But that's the kind of thing that just happens organically when you're conversing with people who you trust. So we have both very regimented is probably not the best way. We have a structured way of running every single meeting, and we do what we call unnetworking. So you know who's in the room before you leave. We don't wear name tags. We don't say, hi, my name is, because your kids don't walk around the house with name tags. You remember their names at some point, right? So we are really all about building genuine relationships and going, girl, I don't remember your name. I know we met the last time and you had on them fly green shoes, whatever. But can you remind me what your name is? It's totally fine. We're not walking around business cards like we playing spades either, right? This is about connection. And so if you are serious about being with some serious-minded sisters, we are for all walks of life. I'm gonna put up here the link to get on the email list, because we're gonna start hitting it. I don't spam. Most of y'all know, I'll be like, that, Michelle, I heard from you in a minute. I'm getting a little better about that, right? But the goal is to ensure that we have dual communication, right? Dual directional communication, so that we know what you need and you know what we have going on. Because sometimes it's just a lot. Like this year, a lot happened. Khia said it in terms of the growth, and Coco said it too, you know, in terms of growth and creativity. But we weren't always sharing it because a lot of us were just, you know, coming up from the mud, right? So we are, you know, very, very cognizant of reaching out to each of you. And letting you know what's going on, but also finding out what you need from us, which is why the survey would be really, really helpful if you could fill that out. And so as we're about to wrap it up, you guys didn't ask us any questions, like what's going on in y'all's businesses? Like, what do you need? Yes. I mean, I know the survey's floating, but if you got us now live and direct, share your questions, let us know, share whatever. And if you're watching a replay, definitely say replay in your comment and just ask your question or let us know what's going on in your world, because we definitely want to know. Khia, Coco, what other thoughts you guys have in terms of looking ahead? Like what Khia?
I just wanted to stress, like, we really do want to hear from you and what you guys need the most in your business. I kind of look at myself as, like, I'm the FemForce leader, but I'm also in the role of like curating the types of events and inviting in potentially like the experts that you guys need to really help grow, right? So whether your challenge is, you know, like how do I get in front of more customers, or if it's social media, or how the heck do I like juggle all these various things in my business? We really want to know what those areas are so that we can then do the work of seeking out the resources that you need and putting them in front of you and opportunities to get your questions answered by the experts in their respective like zone of genius. So please let us know. Like, we want to give you the types of experiences that you need the most.
Exactly. I love that Khia said that, because we don't just we're not always at the front of the room. Our goal is to curate the best of the best of the best for your purposes. That being said, I'm gonna just let y'all know now, we just decided yesterday in February, we are doing a money summit, and you are going to want to be part of that. I can let you know that we have Stacy Hyland, who is going to be speaking about add a zero to your business. We have Nicole Barham, who is the 5-minute bookkeeper. She's going to teach you how to, like, you know, get your money right and track it, right? And, you know, systems is Tanya's signal partners thing, and making sure that we track everything from our dollars to our contacts to our sales. And then we're also going to have Agnes Kowalski, who's going to speak to us about the money mindset. So the whole entire, and we just inked this yesterday, we finalized that. So we'll have the information about that in February. That's coming for February. And, you know, the goal here is get your money and your mind in sync. Then go make your money at a zero. Then track what you're making. We're going to have a bookkeeper. So this is a full, like, soup to nuts summit about our money, and get your money right, girl. So is one thing that we definitely have coming up, speaking of expertise and experts, and that's going to be online, of course, and available to everyone who is a her power mover and shaker. Tanya said, when are we starting back up with the meetings? And so we are chapter by chapter. So y'all have thoughts on that? I have thoughts on it for Broward.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm gonna put my thoughts out here. I definitely do want to hear from the women of Jacksonville, like what you guys want to do. I personally, I'm gonna tell you, like, through this period of pandemic, I have been extremely cautious, especially about gathering in groups. I know people are out here, right, I've seen people doing in-person events and things like that. I'm not sure that I'm quite there yet, to be honest. But we can definitely do something virtually. So that's kind of where
has it right on the screen. Monthly virtual meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, I think virtual is the way to go.
Well, yeah, I think virtual. Personally, that's how I feel. But I also want to make sure everyone else stays safe as well. I don't know where everyone is at, but that's how I feel.
So I agree. 100%.
Right. And so Tanya is, well, if you know Florida, you know that if you know South Florida, Broward and Miami, we are sister counties. And so most of us go back and forth between the two. And we separated them because they have their own unique identities. And so Coco is Miami-Dade. In Broward is where we have her power space located, right? So we have a brick and mortar building, which started from us being nomadic and really needing a place to come together, and being able to have this space. But as has already been said, I'm not trying to push it so that we have like back to back people in there either, because none of that is healthy for any of us. And I think we're all, you know, even though we take temperatures and things like that at the door, we still are very mindful of how many people are in this space. But here's the benefit that ends up being the benefit to each of you, is that because of this, you all, as her power movers and shakers, will be, I don't know why I came up with that. I have never been able to come up with a name to call us. I don't know if movers and shakers is actually going to be the name that sticks, But for now, that's what we're going with, right? So that being said, you know, we will begin having meetings again in February because our Her Power Space anniversary celebration is January 9th. So for Broward, our regular meetings are going to kick back up in February, and we do have a big event coming in person and online for January 9th, which is also our second Saturdays, which is when we host 2 to 3 vendors in the space and online virtually as well, which was part of our pivot this year. There's a question here. Facebook user, unfortunately, is what it's showing me on this side. So I don't know who this is asking, but someone said they need help finding their target audience. And so I already had it teed up. On this coming Tuesday, what day is, what month? I was going to say February. December 15th, I will be hosting a free webinar called Seduce and Sell Like Fashion Nova. Y'all know I'm 50, about to be 51, but I love me some Fashion Nova. But I don't just love Fashion Nova because it's cheapy clothes and cute. I love how they market. And they just hit 19 million followers on Instagram, but they started from 1, right? And there's no reason that we can't implement. I've been studying them. There are some things that you can implement in your small business, whether you're a solopreneur, hustler, that can help you have big results and really get these rabid fan type of customers like Fashion Nova, where for no matter what, even though they message like 3 times a day by text and emails, I still have unsubscribed and I hate alerts, but I stay subscribed to them. Right? Because I'm like, no, y'all got 90% of the whole site. I'm coming. I'm not saying do 90%. We're going to talk about that on a webinar too. But in terms of finding your target audience, we will be discussing that because that is the way to really build your audience. And so, you know, full disclosure, Her Power Moves was an idea in my head. And now we're all here. And you guys are my target audience. Y'all are my target audience, and you see 2 rabid fans right here on the screen. And I am also rabid fans of them, right? So that's what we're doing next Tuesday. You can sign up for free. It's totally free, but seating is limited, and there will be a replay. So thank you, Facebook user. I wish I knew who that was who asked that question. We are actually over our time that we said we were going to be here, but we're here for y'all. I will be there. Yay. I look forward to seeing you there. February virtual is cool. Exactly. I missed the in-person, but not ready to go back in. I hear you, Darnita. So Khia and Kori, do you have any parting words? When are y'all going to start up your meetings virtually?
Well, if Broward is February, then we're April.
Exactly. No, you're March.
Oh, okay.
Because we alternate months, remember? So yeah, so that was my basically finishing my thought for me, right? So we are sister counties, and so the way we used to structure it was that you'd be able to, because people can drive, right? We're basically 40 miles apart or less. You can attend one, and if you miss that one, go the next month to the next one. So for us, we do our monthlies that were back to back. So Broward would be February and April, with Miami being March and May. So that's how that would work in 2021. So you guys would be March then.
Perfect.
Because none of us are doing anything in January. None of us in Broward and Dade are doing January because we have the anniversary of the grand opening. Yay! All right, cool. Well, thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate your energy. Please, please, please do not forget to take the survey. Be sure to, I did a whole lot. I don't usually do like 50 call to action scrolling across the screen on one live, but in this instance, the survey is really important. You asked about the audience, so come on to the webinar, Sell Like Fashion Nova, Seducing to Sell Like Fashion Nova, and definitely follow Khia and Coco at Because Cake is Life on IG and Admissionisms on IG as well. Those are their main side hustles. We're their second hot side hustle. All right. Yeah. Well, thank y'all for your great questions. If you are watching the replay, then please drop your questions, like I said, and we will get back around to you. Thank you all. We will see you again soon. Have a safe and happy holidays, and we'll be in the group. Y'all know how to hit us up. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.